Welcome back to the Relius Reviews. My name is Terrell, and today's movie is focused on 2020's Black Bear. And the synopsis of the movie is a filmmaker plays a calculated game of desire and jealousy in pursuit of a work of art that blurs the boundaries between autobiography and invention. And Black Bear is a very crazy movie. And when I mean by crazy movie, I don't mean as if like crazy as if like a whole bunch of killings happen. I would say maybe like psychological in some aspects because of how things transpired and how things were made to be, or how things are like made it seem. As this movie to me was kind of stressful to watch at the same time, and sometimes a little bit confusing, because in like one scene happens and then another scene happens that completely like invalidates the previous scene, as if like, wait, like what's going on? Here's my review on the matter. The first thing I would say what I enjoyed about this movie would have to be the acting itself. Aubrey Plaza, in my honest opinion, did a extremely good job with the acting, because she really killed her role as playing an actress, as she was going through different things in both parts in the movie, as there were two different parts of the movie, with the first part being, the first part of the movie was her coming to a retreat with a couple and trying to like find like inner peace, and like in preparation for like another role that could be upcoming, and just trying to get away from life itself. And with how part one ended, I expected part two to be like a continuation of part one, but part two was a whole new plot twist, to be honest. Like, I was extremely surprised with like what it was. I was like, wait a second, this is what it is? And I think that her acting in part two was especially good, because the way that she acted it and everything, it just made things tense, unease, and it definitely just made things uncomfortable at many times during part two. Like, Aubrey Plaza did a really good job with her acting. I would give her props for that. The other actors in the movie, they did a good job as well. I believe the acting in this movie was good. Like, it wasn't anything like cringeworthy or just bad acting. The acting in this movie was pretty good. Now, the plot itself is pretty interesting in my opinion, with how things were told and everything. Like I mentioned before, with how part one and part two were alike, it made me feel as if that things were being invalidated as the story kept being told. Because, to be honest, I did not know what to believe. I didn't know whether part one was the actual truth, or part two, the ending, was the actual truth, because technically they're both the same things, but how it happens are different. Like, what happens, like what is going on. And I would say how it was told, it was told in an interesting way, as this movie was definitely many things that I do like. I do like a movie that's extremely dark. I do like movies that are like gritty, uncomfortable, tense worthy, just like tension building up. Because to me, I felt as if somebody was going to kill somebody in this movie with how things were transpiring. And I was kind of disappointed to not see that happening, somebody getting put on a t-shirt. But this movie is perhaps one of the most interesting movies that I've seen this year. And I would probably have to say what I didn't like about this movie would probably have to be maybe the mysteries, like the mysteriousness of the movie, like it just makes you wonder as if like what was real, what was fake. And it's very frustrating to say the least, because I don't know what to say was real or what to say was fake. Like, I don't know. Maybe with how the movie ended as well, like it went back to how it started off, and I just wanted to know as if like what was going to happen next. Like, was she going to face a whole new adventure, like a whole new task? Like part one was crazy, part two was very intense. Like, what was part three going to be? Like, was it going to end something crazy, something bad? I don't know, but I wanted more with the story. Like the way it was told, it was told in a pretty interesting fashion. The acting itself was really good in my opinion, especially Aubrey Plaza's. And just this movie itself is just somewhat hard to describe, as this definitely is a drama, somewhat of a thriller, mysteryness at this kind of at the same time. And yeah, I don't know how to describe this movie, because it's somewhat crazy, somewhat shocking, and it's just somewhat frustrating at the same time. But out of all, how I would rate Black Bear 2020, I would probably rate this movie maybe, oh, I would say maybe Black Bear 2020 is rated 3.5 stars out of 5. Like, I think the plot is interesting. Like the entire movie is interesting, but with how things transpired, it just makes you want to figure out what's next for Aubrey Plaza's character. And if you've seen this movie, what did you like about it? If you've seen this movie and you didn't like about it, what didn't you like about it? But that is the end of my review. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please comment down below. Tell me what I should react to next. And until next time, goodbye.